What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 69, and we start today's episode off with some player training and also our first of 3 games in today's episode as we take on the new promoted Burnley away at Turf Moor for our 19th game of the Premier League season. And can anyone tell me the date of this fixture coming into the game?
Hi there, everybody. Happy Christmas to you. Thank you for joining us today. That's Alan Smith alongside me and myself, Martin Tyler. It's Burnley today against Watford.
Yup, it's time for the annual Premier League Christmas Day fixture as Burnley host Watford here at Turf Moor. Obviously, during the Christmas period, a lot of games get played, a lot of football is on offer, but I didn't realise our fixture list was going to be so congested that we'd have a game scheduled on Christmas Day. But that's exactly what happened, and I know the players would surely much rather be at home sinking their teeth in some turkey. They're required to play our 19th Premier League game of the season as we, on Christmas, try and do what the big teams really want under their trees year in and year out, and that's to be top of the table at Christmas. So taking on Burnley here for the first of 3 games in today's episode on Christmas for the opening game of today's episode here. The first chance would fall to us in the 6th minute as Inaki Williams got himself forward and also scored his second goal of the season as well and his first Premier League goal for Watford. So just 7 minutes in here, we already take the lead. A bit of a gift from the Burnley defence really, as they just allow us to come on the counter-attack. No one really shut down Williams once he got himself through. Took it around the last defender with the reverse step over and scores his first Premier League goal for the club and his second of the season in all competitions. So 1-0 to Watford. And in the 18th minute here, Deeney plays Bertrand Traore through down the left-hand side here. And Burnley in this game, I realised right from the first minute, were playing a really, really high defensive line. And whenever you notice you're playing an opposition team that are playing a high defensive line, if you've got quick players, run the counter-attack and abuse the through balls like crazy. That's exactly what we were doing here. Kept on getting ourselves forward time after again, using the pace, particularly of Bertrand Traore and this guy Inaki Williams, who gets his second goal of the game and his third of the season as well. So Inaki Williams makes it 2-0 here, already a double for him, and we are 2 goals up at Turf Moor. In the 24th minute, Jack Butland had to make a good save there and keep his clean sheet as things stood. Really good stop by our goalkeeper, and it is still 2-0. And from the corner, it's crossed in by the number 20 towards the centre. Butland punches the ball away. Deeney tries to win the header and does so. Flicks it through towards Traore, who got the assist for the first 2 goals. Tries to take it around Matthew Loughton, gives it away, but as Burnley once again surrender possession, Isgrove plays a long ball forward towards Traore, who has the pace on his man, gets himself inside, goes through one-on-one, and it's a really good finish by the former Chelsea man into the back of the net as he makes it Burnley 0, Watford 3, as he does a celebration with John Joe Shelby. So 3 goals up in 27 minutes. A really, really comfortable opening half an hour for us here. And like I said, the Burnley defensive line was just being pushed up so high. Every single time I got hold of the ball, we ran the counter. We just kept on playing those through balls over the top or on the ground. It didn't matter. I knew we'd keep on getting chances, and that's exactly what was happening. We made it 4-0 in the 38th minute. Troy Deeney heading in this Bertrand Traore corner and giving us the 4th goal there. A really solid header by our captain for the day. You may have noticed Butland not wearing the captain's armband for this game. With the contract saga still going on and Deeney going back in the team, I thought I'd give it to him instead. Deeney does head it in here and does make it Burnley 0, Watford 4. So 4 goals up in this game. Deeney's 3rd in the Premier League this season and 4th overall. And even though we led by 4 goals to 0, going into the second half, I wasn't really too fussed about getting more goals on the board. We basically secured the win at half-time. I didn't really feel too pressured to go and attack more. I felt it would be okay with a 4-0 scoreline. I didn't think we needed to score more goals, and we do end up with the game finishing 4-0 as not much really happened in the second half. So delighted with the win. 4-0 in this game, 3-0 in the last, 2 solid clean sheets and 2 big wins as well. Very, very pleased with that. But what I wasn't pleased about was what happened after the game. Check this out, man. Hero Readaval, who you may have noticed at the start of the episode before that game, said he wanted a rest in the game, and he comes to us afterwards and says, "Thank you for giving me the time I needed." He feels refreshed and he's ready to come back for the next game. And then on Boxing Day, literally the day after saying he's thankful that we gave him the rest he asked for, he says he was expecting a bigger role in the club that was offered when he signed for me, and he hasn't been given the role. And I was like, you must be joking. Like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look, we can sit here and criticise EA's game until the cows come home, and we can sit here and tell you, I can basically tell you so many problems that EA have with this game, and this game mode in general, the bugs it has and everything, and we all know the player conversations suck, and etc, 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 but that's just, that you can't win. Like, you just can't win with that. He asked to be rested for that game, so I gave him a rest. He says thank you after the game, and then the day after is complaining he's not getting in the team enough. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Because if I play him and he gets tired, he's not going to be happy about that. He might get injured, he might pull up or something. And if you rest him, he's going to give you mixed signals. One day he'll tell you he's fine, he's happy with that, and then the next day he's going to be asking what's going on, why am I not in the team? I just thought that was so ridiculous. I mean, genuinely, like, player conversations suck, and we all know that, and they really do need a lot of work. But when those sort of things happen, you just think, you can't win. Like, you actually can't win with some of your players. It is just absolutely ludicrous. But still, I mean, I know he's referencing, mainly during his about his game time for the general season, not just the one game. But either way, man, that was just still ridiculous. You think he'd wait until just the day after asking for a rest, getting a rest, to say something like that. But either way, Riedewald is apparently not happy that he's not getting in the team enough, even though he asked for some time off. How about that? But still, we take on Manchester United for the second of 3 games in today's episode here in a massive Premier League clash. 19 games have been played in the season so far, and we are top of the table halfway through. We've had a fantastic first half. The United are only a few points behind us. Coming to this game here at Old Trafford here, sadly for us, they were playing much better than us, and in the first half, we had one chance I could remember, but weren't really looking too menacing. And in the second half, I was basically just waiting for United to open the scoring, so I knew it was going to happen at some stage. They kept on carving us open. Defensively, I was all over the place, really, and it is Ander Herrera who does open the scoring for them in the 71st minute. The number 21 getting goal number 1 for the season for him, and he does make it Manchester United 1, Watford 0. He could have got his second goal of the game here just in the 73rd minute, 2 minutes later, but it was a good save by Butler, and we got the ball away. But it was how the game would finish for us. Sadly, Manchester United do get a massive win at the top of the table. They beat us by a goal to 0, and Herrera's only goal of the game does separate us. But as you can see by the stats here come the end of the game, how it was only 1-0, I do not know. They played far better than us. Only had the 3 shots on target out of a total of 11, which was quite poor, obviously. But defensively, they were strong. I couldn't open them up many times. And offensively, they were very, very good. So, I wasn't surprised we lost that game. And again, like in the Burnley game there, you saw me making 10 changes for that one. We made changes once again. We have to keep on resting players and rotating the squad due to these fitness problems. And it's really frustrating for us. And that was one of those games where I think tiredness came into play. And we just couldn't get ourselves the extra energy levels we needed. Unlike United, who seemed to, just refreshed completely and managed to get the win comfortably by a goal to 0. So United win, and then following that, well, we got some bad news with Riedewald. We got some bad news with Olari as well, as he just said there he wants to leave the club. So maybe he will get his move away. Obviously, he was signed by the AI before we came into the to the game to manage Watford. So he was there in the first season. Olari may end up leaving the club. The big Belgian may be getting sold in the January transfer window. But one player who looks like he's not going to get sold is Jack Butland, who will now continue to wear the captain's armband for us. Butland has done a U-turn. He said he actually wants to stay here at the club now, and that is just fantastic news. And I don't know whether it's because I was offering 13 contracts every single day to him, but Butland has now decided he wants to stay at the club. He realises that we value him a lot, and he wants to stay as a Watford player and presumably as the Watford skipper as well. So I don't know whether we need to offer Butland a new contract or anything. I don't know what happens now, but he says he wants to stay at the club, and I guess that's the most important thing. So we take on Morecambe for the third and final game of today's episode here in the FA Cup as we travel to the League 2 side and take them on here away from home. We once again would rest the entire team coming into this one, including the goalkeeper. Butland got a day off, and Crescito would come in for his first game since the defeat to Fleetwood Town. But despite the changes, we still started this game very brightly, and 6 minutes before the break, we would take the lead with Mitchell Watson's first goal for the club. We signed him in the last January transfer window last season. Steven Gerrard's regen does get his first goal for Watford and does make it Morecambe 0, Watford 1. So we took the lead in this game, and on the stroke of half-time, Morecambe almost equalised. A good save by Buffon's regen, and eventually it was cleared away by one of our Canadian youth players, and behind for a corner. From that corner it was crossed in. Cork gets the header away, only as far as the Morecambe player who goes for goal. Keane controls it though, and we get the ball clear to Brendan Galloway here, and it's a great chance on the break here, on the stroke of half-time, and a good chance to make it 2-0. The former Everton left-back storms down the left-hand side, no one is catching him, chips the ball into the centre, and Matej Vidra should have scored, but what a fantastic save that was by Roach there, turning it behind for a corner and keeping his League 2 side in the game. So Morecambe 0, Watford 1 was the score at half-time. I thought we played quite well though, and in the second half we had a good chance to make it 2-0. Matej Vidra stood over this free kick and went for goal. This one sadly though does hit the side netting and goes behind for a goal kick, so still 1-0 in this game as we approach the hour mark here. Morecambe had a great chance to equalise though in the 70th minute, and the one thing I'm really finding very annoying about this year's FIFA is how, well, I've mentioned there are many things that annoy about this year's FIFA, but one thing is that all AI teams play the exact same way on Legendary, and all AI AI teams seem to have the capability of passing the ball around like Barcelona, and Morecambe are not an exception to that ruling. They are just so good so good on the ball, like every single other AI team is. And as you can see, this goal here, I'm just going to spoil it for you. This goal right here was just unbelievable because I was trying to get the ball off them and I was trying to win it back for the team, but the passing was just crisp and clean and precise and perfect, and there was nothing I could do. I kept on trying to win the ball back. There was one time I could have intercepted here, as you'll see, as Corker comes out of position, but it was just a little bit too far away from the centre back here as he tries to get off him. I didn't want to press the circle button and lunge in and give away a free kick. Wish I would have done now, because it was just absolutely inch perfect passing from Morecambe, and that is just so ridiculous. But anyway, Morecambe grabbed themselves an equalising goal, and sadly for us, we don't get the win. It is now 2 games without one after that defeat to United. Now this draw to Morecambe, and the League 2 side are going to be very happy with this. They'll take us to a replay at Vicarage Road. It's the last thing we need right now with so much fixture congestion, but sadly for us, I didn't play well enough. These pesky lower league clubs, man, I just do struggle against them so much. We lost to Leeds in the Capital One Cup last season. We lost to Fleetwood this season, and now we have a draw against Morecambe as well. We can't seem to beat the sides outside the Premier League and in the lower divisions of English football. But either way, it is a draw, and sadly for us, we will have a replay at Vicarage Road very soon. But that does end the episode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, so it's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out, but of course you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.